send out the announcement. I hope everyone loves his dead silence, by the way.
It's beautiful. It's delicious. They're asking you for the time again.
They are. It's not a good thing, but it is. So welcome everyone back to settings.
We're gonna Stanley some parables or whatever. Babe, you put it at PM again.
I did. What's up with this? Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock those times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't have any way of knowing the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you're so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever you want, even if it's not the correct time. You earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now.
It's awesome.
I love the Stanley Parable. It is, stupid.
It's so well written.
It is. Well, let's get started. God, we really do just do stuff to the narrator, huh?
The last stream was literally just narrator torture zone.
Yeah. Welcome back and get your first achievements.
Gone.
Ooh.
What could it
Oh,
be?
right. We have to
Stanley
redeem
decided
ourselves
to go
from
to the
last
meeting
time.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard
Gotta save
Stanley
power.
worked, he couldn't find a
We
trace
do.
of his co-workers.
We gotta be environmentally conscious around here.
This is an eco-friendly office space.
Alright. I have a stupid
Oh,
idea.
good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Dang it. We are gonna have to do that back from the start. So let's get started. Let's get cracking.
One more time.
I feel like you've said that before.
I have.
When?
I love that
Please,
specific intonation
are you
of
really
words.
just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
No.
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Man, God forbid women achieve anything in
I
the
have to say, I'm
office.
still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing
Misogynist
true effort for a
narrator.
noble cause. Perhaps
You know,
Hate
he
to see
would,
Philip Boss
honestly.
winning.
almost certainly 50
The narrator's
clicks.
everything and nothing. I hate how I hate how OBS says we're in the red. Oh, we're in the yellow now. Green.
No,
We're good.
I'm
Yes,
not
just
feeling
hates
it.
us, and
I
that's
want this
just how
achievement
we
to
need to
have meant
live.
something. It has to be a
Yeah.
true reward for
I'm
valiant
just gonna
effort. I want to
close
see some
I'm
hustle,
going to close
Stanley.
the,
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Yeah, okay. This might be a terrible idea. I'm going to close the Firefox browser I had to watch the actual stream, because we haven't had a freeze in a
Great.
while.
Now, go click a few times
We
on
haven't.
door
I think it
437.
was just like encoding problems that you probably fixed, hopefully.
Excellent.
Yeah, I did
think we're
change
getting
how it
somewhere.
worked.
Now,
I did
door
apply a lot of
415.
fixes.
Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
So hopefully everything's fine, because that was a pain to deal with before.
Yeah, not great, not great.
Fucking 6
Now, back to
instances
door
of that
number
one stream.
437.
Look, we had a 6-part beautiful Sierra Madre adventure.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
There really is just no music in this game.
Okay, now go climb on
You don't
employee
deserve it.
419's desk.
The music is a privilege for the Adventure Line and the Adventure Line only.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I can't believe they took this from us.
They took this from you.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine do that one again!
Narrator man's having fun.
He's never felt more alive.
He hasn't.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
Oh man, you
That's
guys
really
can't even
amazing.
see how ridiculous this
You
achievement
really earned it,
looks.
Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Yeah, what was I? Now we have this thing. Look at it. It's so rainbow.
It's what you've earned this with sweat, blood, and tears.
Oh yeah, also, shout out to Thomas changing himself to German
Yep.
jump scare.
The emotion I felt watching him log into Wobble Dogs and seeing that pop into my corner. Incredible.
What do you mean? It's obviously the greatest time ever. Oh, right, these...
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly
Well, it's time to
disappointing
start
this
redoing the entire
ultra-deluxe
Stanley
version has
too.
turned out to be. The
Oh,
original
no.
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce
But
for the
the
first time
well,
ever,
the getting trapped in the pit, that
Stanley
was an ending,
Parable
right?
2.
Yeah, the pit definitely felt like an ending.
Yes, you see, isn't
Okay,
this far
so I guess you
superior
just
to a
gotta go
measly
through this every
re-release with
time.
A few minor additions.
Yeah.
Think of all the new territory we'll cover.
I am a
with
fan of the
fully
music
fledged
sting,
sequel, an
Because it feels like
entirely
something
new
out of
experience,
because
built
it
from
feels
the
like something
ground up.
Fallout 4
Why, there
did,
are so
but
many
like
possibilities.
somehow it's
It
better
could go
here.
in so many different directions.
This game's
This
funny.
is what
It
fans
is.
have truly
Cool red
been
section of
asking
the
for.
chart.
God, I love these stupid charts.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
God,
Oh, babe, it's
Two
the
of them.
fern. It's the fern from the Adventure Line.
it is.
There's 2 of them for the Stanley Parable 2. I love the red pin guy.
Great. It's like they did not need to go all in with their background assets, but they did, and it rules.
Look at all this fucking corporate nonsense. It's great. God. We did not appreciate...
Two of them.
There's 2 Stanleys, but only 1 computer.
Now, to
Do
be
not
clear,
separate
I haven't
them.
quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I love this fucking movie theater ass.
The new features
The bus.
leading into like a bus.
Oh, it's the man bus
Oh, I see.
from Jom
Man.
City.
It's the Down with Sis bus.
I mean, honestly, it's the Down with the Lux bus.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Oh yeah, by the way, I watched a little bit of RT's video on this that released literally the day we did yesterday's stream.
Yeah, I saw that. Didn't watch it because spoilers, but I did see it.
Yeah, the only big thing of note I spoiled for myself is that that's an actual QR code, and it takes you to like an actual website for the Stanley Parable 2, and it's hilarious. Because they have a video talking about like time vampires And the Time
A
Wars.
common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing
I think
and
how this one was
paradoxical,
coded is
that
that
it
it's
engendered a
basically
chaotic
one
sense
big
of
route.
reckless despair in
So when you
those who
reset the
played
game,
it.
and
Well,
it's one
I'm
big
happy
route
to
that you
say that
can
after
go
much
back to the start of if
consideration,
you die,
I've
but
engineered a clever solution
Okay.
to
since we
this
quit out, we
fundamental
essentially
problem of the
reset the
game.
route.
It's the
That
Stanley
sucks,
Parable.
but like I get it.
Reassurance
Yeah, so now we
bucket.
need to go
You see,
reset all
Stanley,
these special
anytime you're
settings.
holding the bucket, a sense of calm
We won't do the infinite
ease will
hole
fill your
all the
mind
way
and
through
your
again,
heart
because that
to
just
be
took
true.
forever. Although there is a puppy video if you want to do it
the
all the
many
way.
disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may
God, I
even
love
come
this,
to
like,
long for the gentle embrace
fucking
of jarring cognitive
ridiculous
dissonance while
room
the
they made
bucket
for the
is in your
bucket, by the
arms.
way.
And to be
So good.
honest, it's a much more convenient solution
Like this
for
fucking
me
temple
than
to the
actually
bucket.
redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
You can play fucking
Can you imagine
XCOM
what
in
a
here,
pain in the
and it
ass
won't
that
look
would
out of
be?
place.
Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping
pick
through
it
your
up.
body. And in fact,
Yeah, babe,
can I
pick
say
it up.
that I do believe the
Pick it
bucket
up.
lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that
Hey,
just
we're not
holding it
inventing a
has
new
made you
genre
the
of music, but
slightest
it's
bit
just
more
ska.
attractive as a person.
I'm sorry, I like
The
barely
benefits
know
of the
anything
bucket
about
seem to
ska.
go on
I would like to formally
All this and
apologize.
more
Yeah,
awaits
but
you in the
There was
Stanley
already an
Parable
Unraveled about it.
I know, I watched that the other day.
Yeah. Alright, so we do have some new stuff here.
Does anyone give out
And
awards
hey,
for
theoretically,
most
we should
enjoyable
actually...
bucket
Yeah!
Okay, I'll be
We can
honest,
change
I
the
haven't yet
balloons.
decided on this
You
one.
want the set
I
mates,
think
yeah?
that in the new version,
Yes.
the
I
officers
want
to
use a bit of
celebrate someone's
decoration,
12th birthday.
like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy
I love
12th
the
Birthday.
face-app smile
Which would you
on
go with?
Stanley.
You know,
Stanley is
sometimes
like
when
the
you
most
solicit
guy
another
in
person's
existence.
opinion, it makes you
Platonic
realize
ideal
that you
of a
knew
man.
which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Oh my
Well,
god.
actually, maybe
Yeah,
I should
babe.
have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright, so let's see. Let's at least dip into the infinite hole so we can give a spiel. Ah.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the... well, we'll figure that out later.
Ugh.
I wonder what this guy's a reference to.
I don't know.
Alright, well, anyway, the other thing that got spoiled is how to get into this room because I was dumb. How do you think you get into settings world champion? You gotta mess with all the settings. I hope just clicking on these is fine because I don't want to go through all the settings when I have to. Just gotta
Gameplay.
click on everything for gameplay. Yeah, Lou.
Typest gameplay you've ever seen.
Yeah, Lou.
Beautiful. Ah,
You could play the whole game like this.
We could.
man. You got a bucket, you're menuing. What's not to love?
Okay, looks like I do actually have to change those settings.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Set all setting sliders. Oh, just mess with the sliders. Okay, that's a bit nicer. 72.
Just swing those sliders around.
Yeah, they really did just go, hey, what if we did everything?
Kinda rules.
Yeah.
This is the story.
You are not meant to slide that one that fast.
Alright.
No. No setting world champion for you.
I definitely missed the setting then, obviously. Because, like, some of these settings only become, like, visible once you mess with everything.
Mm.
I mean, I would really hope I just have to, like, scroll through, because otherwise that would be a pain, but it kind of looks like that.
Ooh.
Alright, you know what? We're not doing that then. We do not get to
Oh.
know what bumpscosity is. Oh yeah, it's jump oh, the jump circle did maintain. Interesting.
Oh,
Alright, well let's go get an achievement. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps, it just works. The last guy who said that,
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
well,
but I wouldn't
perhaps I
check.
should
The
have
thing with
clarified,
the
this is
settings is
technology
you need
that
to
will
like
exist.
hit
Right
every
now, the
number on
achievement
the
is
slider,
still fully
so you
broken.
can't like just
I'm not
drag
a
it and
wizard,
skip.
Stanley, but I guarantee it will be
So,
fixed in the sequel.
I have to
at last
slowly
satisfy
drag.
The hordes
Got
of
it.
rebel
Yes.
fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
well, I guess we can go back and do
hear
that
you,
next.
and I promise it will happen.
Give it to us, narrator.
Fine. We'll have to wait until it's Stanley Parable 2. I love how it's just like the most back alley thing, by the way.
Hey kid, you want to buy an achievement?
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
We still gotta do collectibles, too.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Alright, let's do this.
Settings.
Isn't this riveting gameplay, babe?
This is what the people wanted.
This is almost gameplay.
Wait, what does it mean the camera sensitivity if we also have mouse sensitivity?
Don't know.
Weird.
Maybe we're not meant to find out.
We're simply not meant to know. Very slowly dragging through everything to make sure we get it all.
Gaming.
This would be so much easier if I could just scroll.
It would be.
But then the achievement wouldn't mean as much.
You need to earn it.
Problem is, this thing skips like a motherfucker.
Can you not use like the arrow keys or something?
Oh. That does make stuff a lot easier. It's a lot nicer than dragging it, since dragging it seems to skip a lot.
Yeah, dragging it just because it's not super sensitive to fine mouse movements.
Alright. Next up, audio.
I wish the game played really intense music in the settings menu for this.
It should. Anyone have a dumb song just to belt out?
Got nothing, sorry.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
So Lou, how's your day been so far?
Oh no,
She simply perished.
Blue's dead.
Oh wait, I thought you were talking to I thought you were talking
This
to
is the
Ash. I'm
story
sorry.
of a man named Stanley.
I was
This
wondering,
is the
I wonder why I
story of-
shouldn't say anything.
No, obviously, I'm talking to my girlfriend Ash, whose nickname is Lou.
Honestly, I heard you say Ash instead of Loose. No, I'm good. I ate like 2 pretzels a little bit ago.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Also, there is a Master Duel update apparently.
Oh yeah? Anything interesting happen in it?
They gave some spells and traps, some animation, and apparently there's some new structure decks that are going to be added on the 9th.
Okay.
Now when you Solemn Judgment me, I can see it in 4K with the animation.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they gave Solemn, Lightning Storm, Skill Drain, CrossFit Designator, Imperial Order, Red Reboot, Feather Duster, and Imperm animations.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, is there like one of those hidden things I haven't seen because I don't have the right... There it is! I knew I was missing something.
Yeah. Also, yeah, new structure decks coming out on the 9th.
Yeah? Any idea what they are?
Let's see here. We're getting Cyberdarks. Okay, no, we don't know. We don't know the full content. From what this thing is saying, but some of the cards we're getting
God damn it.
What are
Cyberdark
we,
End Dragon. Some cyber. It's a lot of Cyber Dragon support.
what are we
Oh shit!
missing?
Rebirth Judgment. Hell yeah.
Hey babe, does that guide say how many sliders we need to slide?
Hang on. Field of view, camera sensitivity, subtitle background opacity, translation label background opacity, master volume, narrator volume, music volume, sound effect volume.
That's it? That's all of them?
Like
Okay.
I don't know if you're just going too fast or what.
Fine. I guess we will do it this way.
We will simply be here for the next hour.
We will be. Because now
This
that
is
we're
what the
on our
people
way to
want.
this achievement, even Allison's asleep.
Taking
Turn
all
on lights so
napsies.
that she can actually, like...
At this point, you've already sunk so much time to this. You might as well get it.
And if this round doesn't work,
We simply will not.
try.
This is
Well,
the story
first
of a
try
man
cycling
named
through all the
Stanley.
languages, and then give up.
This is the story of a
Okay.
man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hey babe, you know who this is a story about?
This is the
No.
story of a man named Stanley.
Neither does the game, apparently. He's no longer
Really?
telling us.
Of a man named
Really appreciate if the game told me in excruciating detail.
Cannot believe the settings world champion is like this.
You gotta earn this achievement.
I do. Alright, elevator music time. Dave, I'm glad you like elevator music.
It's great.
Okay, yeah, I looked at it. It seems like for the ones that are like a scroll box, you need to go through every option they have.
A scroll box? You mean a slide?
Like the language setting.
Ah. Right, yeah, we did not do that. Maybe we don't need to be doing this.
Look, we're a lost cause at this point.
We are. I should have put on music ages ago. Alright, let's quickly go through all of that. That. There's nothing there, so that's whatever. There we go.
Ugh.
Oh, come on. We got... There it is.
I thought it.
Ah, I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've
An
experienced
achievement
every
well
setting,
earned.
traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, Just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
I do adore this, like, what? Why? Right?
It's so crusty.
Alright, babe. Well, now you know.
Oh my goodness.
That... Oh, I love how if I tap the arrows, this is what we get. We can only have
the
a fixed
only
amount
setting that
of
matters.
viscosity.
Beautiful.
Alright, let's see. What else do we have? Let's try out collectibles. Let's just not even go into the whole room or the button room. Let's see how that goes.
The allure of the pit.
Alright, it's collectibles time.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
This is like... Oh my god.
This is incredibly potent imagery.
This is too powerful for the Stanley Parable.
This is the kind of shit you'd see if someone wanted to make, like, a really dramatic recreation of God of War. Or, you know, a horror game. One of the two.
Big Silent Hill flesh wall ass.
Yeah. He looks so sad.
Or Stanley Amiibo.
Okay, let's try something. No! They thought about that.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Ah, man. Alright, let's see. So there is a map here. Also, concrete contemplations.
Ooh, concrete.
Okay, so let's see. What have we got? We've done the jump circle. We're at the map. We got the free achievements. We did the button, but not this time. Merch, settings, the reassurance bucket, office decorations, epilogue, collectibles, and actually, I think once we do... I think we might need to go and actually do the thing before we can go to the finale.
Probably. They
Fine.
do probably want you to, like, hit everything.
Let's go do the button. Unless this is the exit, in which case we don't have to.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yep. What? I love this, like...
It's, like, really bad.
Please, no screenshots.
How could you?
What do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah. That's a
We
video
did
game.
it.
Well,
We didn't
I
read it.
mean, there's potential here, right?
Yippee.
It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
Oh
This
my god.
isn't a
the
coherent video game at all.
jump
It's a lot
circle.
of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything
good,
to
it's
create a
killing me.
sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
All right, babe. Also,
Oh my god.
this is like a really good title screen.
This is really good, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty nice.
This is where all the budget went, babe.
This is what you pay for when you buy the deluxe edition. It's just this title screen.
Yeah. Admittedly, it's a really good title screen for a game that is not this one.
For a game that does not exist, actually.
Alright.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee
Yes,
number
babe?
427's job was
I
simple.
was
He
not
sat at his
prepared for
desk
the
in room
balloons.
427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Oh geez,
And
no wonder he
although others
snapped.
might have
No
considered it
vacation.
soul-whipping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders
I
came
think
in.
the
Though
employees
he
should
had been made
unionize.
exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
All the alternate
And then
Stanleys
one
need to
day,
take
something
control.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
You good there, Lou?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's a very tasteful addition, huh, babe?
Tastefully done, not intrusive at all.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Ah. I think the... Why is there a rope here now?
Just funny little things you add in sequels.
Yeah, velvet rope.
Fuck.
Lou?
Are you good?
No, I'm getting pulled away, unfortunately, and I was in the middle of a duel.
Oh.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
Really
tightly to his
annoying.
chest and
That's.
entered the
I
door
will
on
be
his
back
left.
any bit.
Alright.
Okay. Stay safe, have fun.
Hurry,
This was
hurry.
not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket
Oh my
calling to
god,
him,
the
telling
bucket.
him that the
Yes, babe?
employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I heard the bucket had a lot of dialogue. I was not expecting it to be like this.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Well, babe, now we have to know.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So we'll go down here later, but first I want to see what this does to the adventure line.
Oh
And so
my
the two of them
god.
detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
We need to know, babe.
Oh, good Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Whoa.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you,
It's an
Stanley.
intervention.
We've come together here because we care about you very much.
All of our
It's this
friends.
bucket you're
Yeah.
carrying around
Pencil
with you there.
sharpener.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
Why do you
we
think
could
we
make
came
the
down
Adventure
here?
Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Ooh, that was cool.
What, the truck moving?
Yes.
There.
You play the original game. You tell me that wasn't cool as hell compared to everything they had before.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Hell yeah.
I love that they're going all in on the we can't make a sequel to this game because
Now this
people's
is what the
expectations
Stanley
are going to
Parable
be
is all about.
bonkers.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as
Don't know what
classic
that
now as
one
it was
is.
back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley.
that
Let's
one
give
was
them more
Broom
content
Closet.
exactly like this. But
Oh, yeah,
if we
that
want to
one.
do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What, not my bucket? It's too soon. We just got this bucket.
Emotional support.
Ah, man, we're gonna end up in Silent Hill 2 prison soon.
I was gonna say.
Babe, we have one brain cell together.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm
my
very proud to
God.
introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Prince Kittens.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Alright, how do we break this thing?
Yeah, there's gotta be a way.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about?
The
Broom
bucket?
Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the
Oh my
fans will
god,
be
please
clamoring
tell
for
me
after
this
this.
Bucket Destroyer
Okay,
merchandise.
the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
This killed the Bucket Destroyer.
Fucking Bucket Destroyer got so filled with rage it exploded and died.
Bucket Destroyer.
Oh my
prized
god.
creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding
Having gained
stories
another
about you.
angel.
All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Well, Goodbye to the bucket. What a goofy, what an ending, huh?
This game is good.
All of his code.
Alright, we're definitely gonna have to mulch the
What could
bucket
it
next
mean?
time.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Can't
room.
believe they
Perhaps he had
staged an
simply missed a
intervention.
memo. Stanley
You
lifted
enjoyed the
the bucket
bucket
into his
too
arms,
much.
and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Oh, the rope's gone. Oh, but they
Huh.
reset the input computer because it's a new game.
You're playing the sequel now.
God.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No,
Okay.
never mind.
The bucket is
was
definitely
wrong.
the dumbest
Stanley
gag we
opened
could
the
have
door on his
had.
left to go back to the meeting room.
Like, so funny is the thing.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Yeah, but there's a collectible over here.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
He looks
no reward
so
for
sad.
collecting all of these. Only the
Poor little
intrinsic
meow
pleasure
meow.
of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I love that background too. It's so much.
It's such like a corporate video game background.
Yeah. Okay, so what's...
Ooh,
Well, that was not a smooth transition. Are we gonna
put
meet
you in the
the...
pit.
Time to see the Rat Man. Narrator dialogue, narrator dialogue.
We are behind the scenes. We're backstage.
Okay, this is day number 295. Take number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
Why are we in a survival horror game now?
I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
This is Stanley.
No matter how many times I've done it, it's
Oh no, he's
always
British.
the same
He's
feeling.
British.
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Game devs.
Game development.
It's my golden ticket.
You get an
But I
extra
have to be
hour with
careful,
the bucket.
Because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
Hello?
Well,
Well... Okay.
let's not
All of
let's
his
not think
code
about
markers
that
were
one.
gone.
Anyways,
What do you mean? Stanley decided to go to the
All of
meeting
his
room.
coworkers were
Perhaps he had
gone. What
simply
could that
missed a
mean?
memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Yeah, what is up that survival horror ass fucking cutscene?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Fucking
Stanley had felt the
Gambarata.
bucket calling to him,
God.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No.
Like, I really
Never
do
mind.
imagine how we're
The bucket
supposed to
was
interpret
wrong.
that ending. Is
Stanley
that
took
the
the
tape
door
is
on his
actually
left
just
to go back to the
recording
meeting room.
Stanley talking about the bucket.
No.
Maybe
Said the
it
bucket.
was.
Don't go to
It's
the meeting
definitely
room. Go
a
somewhere
different
else.
ending
The cargo
compared
lift,
to a
yes.
lot of the
Good,
other
said the
ones.
bucket.
Yeah.
Now ride
Alright.
the lift all the way to the...
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his
recorded
death,
like all
that
the
they might die
dialogue
in
for
one
this
another's
fucking
arms.
bucket.
How
They did.
deeply touching.
Alright, please. Alright, let's try
All of his
something. I
co-workers
really
were
want to
gone.
know.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Figurine
Perhaps he had
Finders
simply
Committee.
missed a memo.
Nice.
Alright, wait a minute. We gotta check our computers. We gotta save power, babe.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Everyone's so
co-workers.
inconsiderate. They're wasting so much power.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click
Good
a
to know
door
we can do
5
that whenever
times.
we
Is
want.
that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I wonder
Perhaps
if
he wanted to stop
picking
by
up
the
the
employee
bucket is
lounge
what
first,
triggers the new
just to admire
content.
it.
Yeah, let's see.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the but
This
eager
seems
to get
pretty
back to business,
standard.
Stanley took the first
Yeah.
open door on his left.
I bet you if we went down now, we just see the regular adventure line.
Stanley was so bad at following
But-
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, there's 2 things I want to check, but this one seems like the bigger one to check.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path
Oh.
that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the.
Yeah, that's different.
You didn't think that was
Oh.
actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
So that's what happens when you do that without the bucket.
Interesting. Like, there's a lot of,
All of his
like,
co-workers were
minute
gone.
different
What could it
trigger
mean?
stuff.
Stanley decided
Yeah,
to go to the
apparently
meeting room.
having the
Perhaps he
bucket
had
just
simply
enables a
missed
whole
memo.
set of new endings.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, so we can check out the old endings, or
Warmth
can see the new
spread from
bucket
Stanley's
endings.
arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
With our emotional support bucket.
Stanley
Yeah.
clutched the bucket tightly to his. This was
There aren't
not
like
the correct
new.
way to the
Although it
meeting
is
room.
worth noting,
But
there
Stanley
aren't like
had
new
felt the bucket calling
permutations
to
of
him,
bucket
telling him
dialogue.
that the
Because there's a
employee
bunch of
lounge
different
was simply
dialogue
the
for coming
place
to the
be.
employee lounge, but
And
all
here it was. Had the
but it's
bucket
always the
turned out
same
to
when
be
you have the
correct,
bucket with
was
you.
no, never
I
mind.
mean, the bucket is
The
here to
bucket was
control the
wrong.
chaos. It's
Stanley
here to be
took the door on his
comforting.
left to go
Yeah.
back to the meeting room,
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Well, babe, there's
Stanley
a
did
couple
not
endings we
question
need to
why or
see.
how this bucket was speaking to him.
So much.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
All right. So let's try out
In
the
here,
wife
said the
ending
bucket.
first.
Go into this dark room over here.
Not the wife
Stanley
ending. No.
once again obeyed blindly.
Whatever this bucket ending's gonna be.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional
babe.
video on comedy that one can watch to follow.
Oh.
Yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
We can finally learn how to be funny.
Hey, we need.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the
This is definitely a
optimal
little more
conditions for
phoned in
good
than the other one.
comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke,
Oh my
including
God.
the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
Oh, babe.
Well, babe.
No.
Good.
This is a
This
standoff.
saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapidly you
Data.
work throughout the joke is
Data.
the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times.
Oh,
just to
SATs.
ensure the survey taker is actually paying
Oh, thank
attention
God.
and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies
You know, the
at your
one cool thing
disposal,
about college
you'll
is
have
not even
audiences
to
doubled
fucking
over in
standardized
laughter,
testing
and even tripled
anymore.
over in laughter
Oh, yeah,
in
that's
no
super
time at
nice.
all.
Oh
Just
my
remember
God.
to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them.
Oh my God.
Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Yes, babe.
Well,
Hey,
well, babe.
goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it?
We know
no
how to be
matter.
funny.
I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Said back, he's trying it again.
Yeah.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
I
Well,
love how they made a
King of
bucket
Comedy,
version
that's
of
for
all
sure.
these endings.
The bucket
It's
spoke to
fucking
Stanley.
nuts.
The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Yes, babe?
The idea of the narrator like workshopping his jokes.
Well, we can only appraise his joke once he says that he's done with the funny.
Of course, I'm so
You
sorry.
ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Fine.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone
Oh,
room
no.
comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an
Giving
egregious
this man
mistake.
anxiety.
I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and
no.
rewatch
Oh,
that
dude, one more time.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
One more time!
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the
Oh,
bucket
right,
came to
this
a
one
set of
fucking
2 open
melted the
doors,
pla-
they entered the
The
door.
last version of this
Oh.
ending melted the place, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, well, now we can just see the phone.
Buddy, your dark room.
We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it really wants us to go left, I
Here we
think.
go. You ready?
Yeah, because
Stanley
this
and
was
bucket
the
came to a set of
reality
2 open
melt.
doors,
Yeah.
When you
entered
think about the
door on
consequences
left.
of your actions ending.
Yep.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh,
He's gonna keep retrying the joke.
oh my god.
It's as though all of your other most prized
Oh
possessions...
my, Stanley's stuck there listening to his stand-up comedy forever.
Yeah.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with
This is
you
somehow
are.
more pathetic than the original version of this.
Is it the nudity? Pale with
Oh
shame?
no.
Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket?
He doesn't even have a bucket.
This bucket is so...
He doesn't, we
magical.
have
I
it.
saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Somehow even more pathetic than the original version, which was just sad.
My God,
Yeah.
the bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming.
Oopscosity.
You people have got to be nuts. How can you stand this much bumpscosity?
I mean, I don't know, babe. How can we?
There's so much more game than I was expecting here.
Stanley picked up the bucket
Honestly,
and
same.
smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone.
Like,
Not
I
with the
fully
bucket
expected the
around.
new content to start and
Stanley
end at that
clutched
little
the
new
bucket
content
tightly to
door.
his chest. This was not
yeah.
the correct way to the meeting.
Alright, babe. We still got two
Stanley
more
had
ways
felt
to
the
go.
bucket
We've got
calling
the
to him,
door.
telling
We've
him
got the
that the
doors
employee
jumping on the
lounge
railing,
was simply
and
the
we've also
place
got
to
the wife
be.
ending.
And here it was.
And we have to
The
see them
bucket
both
turned out
now,
to be
babe.
correct. Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting.
Okay, who came up with this?
No, said the bucket.
Like,
Don't go to the
the
meeting
idea
room.
that they were
Go
like,
somewhere
okay, we
else.
want to expand the
A cargo lift,
Stanley
yes.
Parable,
Good,
and then
said the
someone was
bucket.
like, I
No
got
ride
it.
the lift all the way to the
We had-
top.
we
There's
had the
something up there I
bucket.
need you to do. Stanley did not question
Every
why or how
ending
this
for
bucket
it.
was speaking to him. It should
God,
have
we still
alarmed
need
him,
to
of
mulch
course,
the
because
bucket in the
buckets
bucket
can't talk.
destroyer,
But
too.
Stanley chose not
We'll
to
do that
fall for
after
this
this.
obvious fact. He was
So
firmly
many
convinced
lovely
that the bucket
choices.
had spoken to
Alright,
him,
babe.
and he
Y for blue door.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Let's see your wife.
Wives only, babe.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once
I wonder
again
where the button
obeyed
is.
blindly.
The one that turns you into Gem.
Oh, I wonder.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Well, let's see it.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Mean to Stanley.
Hey, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press Z to take you... This is a much nicer place than his old apartment.
Oh my
Jeez.
god, yeah.
The
Stanley
Stanley
upgraded.
Insurance bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
Can't even turn that off to
Whatever
save
Stanley
power.
is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press G to take me back home.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
God, yeah, this is such an upgrade of the last place.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But my emotional support bucket.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press F for us to go back home.
I have returned.
Yeah, welcome
Welcome
back. Too. Are you so excited for all the bucket-based endings we're gonna get?
It's great. Don't listen to the loud man.
He's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket.
Well, that's a lie.
This stupid hunk of metal.
Yeah. Press J to ignore anyone in your life except me. This feels like a metaphor at this point.
Sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Oh, please tell me Mary falls in love with it. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Narrator
Yes, I
X
suppose on
bucket,
closer
enemies to
inspection, It
lovers.
doesn't quite look like your average
Ah.
hardware store bucket. It's just a
Oh yeah,
little
but
more,
we have to show
trying to
Lou the
say,
Gondora ending.
sturdier.
Oh my
More
god,
capable of
yeah.
Transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
I love how this started as like, oh, I'm so concerned about my good friend Stanley. He's become obsessed with this bucket, and now he's getting obsessed with it.
God.
Press L to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my god, what am I saying?
That's
Better at
dramatic.
carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings
No.
for the bucket. No. What's
Babe,
going on?
you-
Why
you
do I
did
want to
this.
be with the bucket?
I did
Hear what
this.
the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's
David's
wrong
gonna
with
be
me?
on
I
the
don't
bed.
understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
I just noticed all those paintings had buckets on them.
Oh,
Well,
The bucket ending.
anyways. Oh.
are we not done with
We are-
the
we are
ending?
not.
Gone. What could it mean?
Stanley decided to
fuck?
go to the meeting room.
Actually, you know what? I think
Perhaps he
this
had
can
simply
happen
missed a memo.
occasionally.
Oh, did the rooms just shuffle
The
around?
good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Yeah, see? I think this just happens sometimes, even in the base game.
Stanley
Interesting.
clutched the
It's just
bucket tightly
really-
to his
it's just
chest. This was
timing.
not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling
Alright,
to
Lou,
him,
are you prepared
telling
for
him
the
that
ending of all
employee
time?
lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
Yeah, you know, I can
was
see why they
wrong.
didn't write up a bunch of different
Stanley took the
lines
door
for
on
going
his
to, like, the
left
lounge
to go
with the
back to
bucket.
the meeting room.
Yeah, because
No,
like they
said the
already
bucket.
wrote so many
Don't
other
go to the
things.
meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
Alright, Lou. Are you so excited to see the best ending in the game?
I'm so excited.
Alright, everyone, I hope you're excited to see this again.
Round 2, let's go.
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense
What?
anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
Okay then.
Anyways,
Yeah, Lou, they made that an ending.
I see. That's very interesting. Also, I'm getting my
All
ass
of his
kicked by a
co-workers
Photon
were-
Dragon player.
Wait, no. This
Oh,
isn't the right
jeez.
office, is it?
Lou's
Is this
fighting for her
Stanley's
life out
office?
here.
Against
Really
me,
am.
specifically. That's my
Where
clone.
are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled.
Except this one's got link
Anywhere they
monsters.
went together
Oh, yeah, that would
be
help.
perfectly fine with him.
Alright, we got one more bucket
Stanley
ending in this
clutched the
direction,
bucket
and then we can
tightly
go
to
to the
his-
left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
Okay.
employee lounge was simply the place
The Stanley
to be.
Parable, but I'm not allowed to use the mouse.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no?
Alright.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his
God.
left to go back to the meeting room.
How did we get to the Oh, wait, we go in this direction
No,
to get to the
said the
burning baby
bucket.
ending.
Don't go to the meeting room.
Is that the
go
one where
somewhere
you, like,
else.
go
The
onto the
cargo lift,
walkway?
yeah, good, said the bucket.
Yeah,
Now
you do
ride
the
the lift
exact
all the way
opposite
to the
every
top.
single time
There's
until he's
something
done
up
with
there I
you.
need you to do.
So we just keep going in this
Stanley
direction, I
did not
guess.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, 2v3. And remember, babe,
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no
Oh my
buckets
God.
past this point.
Yeah.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay
I
to
mentioned
bring
this
the
last
bucket here?
time.
You
Unless-
did.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh,
going to run you
brother.
through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Oh, come on now.
That's a bit rude.
A little bit.
Mean to us.
Item 2.
So, babe, is this the bucket?
Is this a bucket?
No.
Yes. You're correct.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Babe, I don't think we know what a bucket is.
No.
Item 3.
Well, in that case, I guess
Is
this
this a
isn't a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
You know, fun fact, babe, those are not, like, always the opposite. Those are predetermined.
I
Item
hope so.
4. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous
Nah, it's a
machine that
bucket.
tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
You know what? I don't think this is a bucket, babe.
I don't think so, no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Narrator, I don't think you know what a bucket is.
Don't worry, we'll get to that.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Well,
No.
wait. Sure.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Schrodinger's bucket.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
You know what? I think this is a bucket, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate
No,
the
there's a
implication that
bucket.
nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yep.
Buckets do not exist.
You know what? I'm too confused to even
Deny
say
if you think you're a
I've lost
bucket.
all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all
No.
buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Babe, the bucket's a Vital Gameplay Edition.
No, we need it.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Oh my
Why did
god.
everything
I told you
disappear?
it was vital, babe.
Was everything a bucket?
Everything was a
Load-bearing
bucket.
bucket.
Bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
and we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Alright,
1 second.
Oh,
hurry, hurry. Remember, babe, everything's a bucket.
everything.
Stanley decided to go to the
Can't believe you
meeting
didn't know
to
this
check on his
fundamental fact of
co-workers.
reality,
He
babe.
never functioned well by himself,
I need
and
to go back to
constantly needed
school.
support and guidance
You-
from others. So the
Babe,
thought
you're
of
in
total
school.
sought a good bucket.
I need to go
A strong
back.
bucket, a humble
You need to
bucket,
go
a
back.
committed bucket, a bucket of
They're gonna
culture and
take my degree
distinction.
away preemptively.
They're gonna make you retake kindergarten.
I didn't graduate
Stanley clutched the
kindergarten.
bucket tightly to his
And fourth
chest
grade
and answered
specifically.
that
None
this
of the
was
other
not
ones. You got
the
those
way to the
correct.
meeting room.
Fourth grade is all about
Stanley
bucket
had felt the bucket
thermodynamics.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
I had
was simply
strep
the
throat when
place
we
to
learned about
be.
buckets. I
And here it was.
completely
Had
missed
the
it.
bucket turned out to be correct? No, never
Come on,
mind.
babe. I can't believe you
Bucket
forgot
was
about the
wrong.
fifth element.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two
The
of them
fifth state of
detoured
matter.
through the maintenance section and walked straight
Bucket.
ahead to the opposite door.
Alright, let's actually try mulching the bucket in the bucket smasher.
Send the bucket to the pit.
Oh, good
Honestly, I do
Stanley,
kind of want to try
I'm
coming
glad
down
you
here without
found
the
your
bucket
way
just to
here.
see
I
if it's
knew
the
you'd
same
find this
adventure line
place
ending.
eventually. You see, your friends
maybe.
and I are concerned for you, Stan.
See, because I'm curious,
come together
because we
here
tried
because we
a
care
new
about you
ending
very
without the
much.
bucket, but we haven't tried an
It's
old
this
one.
bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket
Little
isn't
Timmy
even
here.
from the original Stanley
Little
Parable.
Timmy.
It's just sequel content.
Why?
We're the
What
ones
the
that
fuck
matter,
is
Stanley.
this?
Classic
an
characters from the
intervention.
first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite
Oh,
Ooh,
movies.
it's an
Lou.
What this
intervention, don't you
bucket
see?
that they've never seen before.
If you come to attach the bucket,
Yes, I know I'm the one who
We're gonna
gave
make
you
out with
the
the bucket in
but you're
here.
spending too much time
everyone,
with it. Don't you want another
look
story
away.
involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
Here.
Yes, yes, that's what the fans
alone
want.
time
Let's
for the
do
bucket.
it.
What?
Alright. Let's do the
What
thing.
happened?
I was making a joke, so I, like,
Oh,
blacked out the
okay.
stream for a minute.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Admittedly, meh. Bad delivery, but still.
Now
There's-
this is what the
Fucking
Stanley
hand.
Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to
Lou
drugs
is
and
suffering.
hookers.
I have
It's
I have
as
all
classic
3
now as
copies
you
of
want
my
back
Fire
then.
Mission
Let's
10 in
do
my
it for the
hand.
fans, Stanley. Let's give them
Ooh,
more
unfortunate.
content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to
Descend.
me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Exactly.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Goodbye.
Rest in peace.
Now listen to me. It's
Oh.
crucial that you give it the
Oh.
bucket. I don't
Oh,
know what
okay.
the Bucket Destroyer will do if
Stanley's
it
too
can't
attached to
destroy
the
your
bucket.
Destroying buckets is
Okay.
all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve
well,
to join the
that's
pantheon of
unfortunate.
beloved Stanley Parable
There
characters?
was an attempt.
There was.
I love that it completely changed the menu.
Yeah. The sequel's now paused.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Alright, in that case, we do have an ending over here we need to get.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Out to the pit with you.
Whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, Out here in the white void we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell
Biblically
Stanley of its
accurate
life and its
bucket.
history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay.
The
if
bucket from
only
the
it
town,
had been
from the
stronger.
time Vampire
Of
Wars.
hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too
Ooh,
much
that's
for
enough.
Stanley. What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow. No, said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared
all
me in his
coming together.
machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time.
We're learning the secret Gambarata lore.
Stupid! You!
The sequel better end with us fighting a wizard.
This is so stupid! Why are we even doing
You just get to play Half-Life for a bit.
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh,
1 second.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket.
Oh my-
Thank
this
God
is
you
like
already
visceral.
had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated
Beast
such
bucket.
bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Well,
well then. That was something
All of
else.
his co-workers were
Okay, I'm
alone.
back.
What could it
why
be?
are the
Welcome.
bucket endings
Stanley
all like
decided to go to
this?
the
Welcome back,
meeting room.
Lou.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like, the bucket endings are all like this. They're so ridiculous.
It's like nuts.
Here, wait.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Oh, please.
Now,
We're really just doing
achievement
this for
ending
the
still
achievement. Click a
continues.
door 5 times. Is
Fine.
that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just
And
give
we
these
can't do the
minutes away
Stanley
for
hides
such
in his
little
office
effort.
ending
A
with the
measly
bucket,
5
unfortunately.
click. Stanley pressed the bucket tightly to his
Alright,
chest
let's go to the
and
meeting.
entered the door on his left.
We've done so many bucket endings on the right side.
Oh,
Trust the completionist instinct. Why won't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, TBH. Weird spinning figurines. Saw one in the cargo room. Employee 421 building a bridge. Okay, we know about that. Bonus stuff, what we forgot, what we know, what we don't know yet. Do we need contracts for them? NDA, potential liability. Can we sell them? Obviously, more money if sold together. How many are there? 6. Why floating? Magic, dreams, magnets, training, exercise by management. Our quarterly success. Artist rendering. Should we make them employees? Interns? Maybe? Yes. Why do they kind of look like 427? Our data, stock options, money, what do they want? How can we find them? Bottom text. What we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize the resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. How can we tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Never seen a bathroom in this game.
not yet you haven't.
No. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room. Who may concern? A match pickup sounds unusual. Unusual to our regular office ambiances are local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noises. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be a reverberance off a porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? I have no idea what qualifies as a warm place. I love this fucking nutso completionist conspiracy thing.
The rules.
Oh, well, that's kind of neat. It's marked off the 2 we've gotten.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do we have? We have stairs, some are both red and blue, a fireplace, and a private but smelly place for an important person. What, is there just an executive bathroom now?
There might be.
Yeah, alright, well, let's keep going.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand
would say
over
that
the
to
bucket?
you.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Can't believe the broom closet is trying to slut shame the bucket.
Can't believe it.
Alright.
How could it do this to you?
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more
Oh
discussion.
my god.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes
Yes, babe.
about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Fucking...
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is
How many
also
stickers
a
are there?
bucket. That way, if you're
How
ever
many
unsure
stickers
whether
can
the
we
thing
put
you're
on this
holding is a
bucket?
bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Alright.
Come on, narrator, give us
You know
more.
what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you
Worst
outside.
room I've ever
And we
seen.
can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
This is...
Or in a standoff.
I love how you just died when you saw the property of Stanley Bucket.
I was so unprepared for it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No. There you are.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Well, I don't know what the red room was.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself.
Okay, is there no
maybe
difference with the
am
bucket? I
crazy.
feel like there would have
He
been one.
looked down at
There
the
we go.
bucket in his arms.
There we go.
Am I crazy?
Bucket.
He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the
Another
bucket is a source
skill-
of guidance and
I
wisdom
want to kill
for
this
me
guy.
in difficult times such as these.
Be the
He
change
held
you
the
want to
bucket
see in the
close,
world,
yet
Lou.
felt none of its familiar
Murder
reassurance.
is okay.
and that's
This
when
is the
Stanley
second
realized,
fucking skill drain he's
this isn't
played.
my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
How's it someone
How
else's?
did I
It's
end
got-
up with
it's
someone
got your
else's
name on
bucket?
it.
This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Oh.
Who knows what
They took our
sorts of
bucket.
bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience
They
without
took
the
this from you.
psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
None of them had his name on it.
Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Hey, remember the fucking mirror
This is the story
dimensions
of a woman named Mariella.
from Discworld?
Yes.
Mariella woke
Fab
up
with
on
the
a day
buckets.
like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course,
Bucketless
he'd gone mad,
behavior.
ranting and raving about a
No
narrator
bucket?
describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass.
Where's the
And she
Mariella
benefited all
Tale
the way to
game?
work.
And she backflipped all over.
She did, babe. It was very
Doing
impressive.
stunts, doing backflips.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Are
could
we
it
out of
mean?
bucket land?
Stanley decided to go to
No.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Lou, the
memo.
buckets don't stop.
Lou, this is the new
Not
content.
everyone is so lucky to have a bucket,
Stay.
but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Alright. The funniest thing is, we're gonna start seeing endings we haven't even seen without the bucket yet.
We desperately need to see every single ending like this.
Stanley
Yeah.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
is just
and
ridiculous.
entered the door on his left.
Alright, yeah, so that's the red room one. Or the one with the stairs, at least.
Yeah, so the one with red and blue, do you think it's that one ending where he gave you the doors?
You mean with the blue and red door? Because we can't go that ending. That was.
Oh, then never mind, I guess. You know the paths better than I do.
Stanley,
Yeah,
we
we're on
must
the way.
move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining
We can't take the
stickers.
bucket past
If I
that
did,
point, so
you
we'd
can
have to go there
guarantee we'd be
without
in
the
here for
bucket.
hours. But alas, no stickers.
Ah, what? Lame.
Give us more,
Fine.
Howard.
Alright, well, let's scale upstairs. We
Coming
got
to
some
a
more stuff.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Here we go. To be rich isn't a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen
Funny
go
number
up?
go up.
Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he
God,
knew it.
fuck weather
The two of
painters.
them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
I almost had that.
You almost did. You had like that
Stanley
backwards.
guessed the correct one
Yeah.
by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Well, here's another
You're
one.
getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlerines. Very soon.
No,
you'll
don't
collect
call
the
it that
last
one.
And then the first number will equal the second number, and that
What's
will
wrong with
be
that one,
it.
babe?
We'll be
I don't
different
like
people
that
by
one.
then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlerines. None of us can.
I dislike that one immensely.
Alright. So this next one's going. This next one's pretty much gonna be the last of the endings we got without the bucket that we can see with the bucket, and then we're going to leave the bucket
elevator
behind to do
raced
the rest of
downward,
them,
plummeting towards
and then we'll go
That's
back to
fair.
the bucket.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Let's see it then.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Well,
Into the pit. Ooh. At least we have our emotional support bucket with us.
yeah, we do.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
No one cares about Stanley's life.
No.
Certainly not.
Oh, it's all about that bucket.
It was
His
a
is
shame,
immaterial.
the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh my bucket museum.
The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Being silenced by the bucket.
The bucket, yeah, coming through the waves.
Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness?
The bucket's going to enlighten you.
Mankind knew they could not change society, so instead they
Can
turned to
you
the
see
buckets.
how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
Little more than
Can you see
25.
the hubris that blinded
I'm gonna
him?
say.
Can you see that the
I'm gonna
bucket
say that's
is
more
far
than
more noble
25.
than Stanley
Not
will
too
ever
sure,
be
but
in
I'm gonna
his
hedge
short
some
life?
bets on that.
A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh, babe, it's the hole!
Oh my god, the pit! Da Vinci's.
A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. I love the bucket museum. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. This is so much more interesting than the fucking dev comments room.
This is beautiful. This is stunning.
While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical use of the bucket, by which time the bucket had likely been around for several millennia. Note in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Babe, everyone
No
knows you can't
man
control a
can own
bucket.
bucket.
Of
And
course,
certainly
this is
not a
common
bucket as
knowledge.
dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh my god.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Before we do this, I believe there was a direction we did not go in the museum.
Before you plunge into the pit.
Babe, what is it? What is a bottomless pit but the world's largest bucket?
True.
The stress bucket, an analogy.
All three of you guys are right on each of the things.
Remember, babe, the amount of water in the bucket is how much stress you have, and the only way to cope is with
Oh
whole.
man, I can heal.
What a
They show this to you in therapy.
They do. Wait, I guess we did check out everything. Whoops.
Why would you're fucking a bitch, bro?
Glad your roommate's having fun over there.
Hardcore gaming.
She's hardcore gaming, but is she experiencing the Bucket Museum?
This is peak. This is what everyone strives to do.
Oh, babe, we have to remember, the bucket is forever out of reach, but that doesn't mean we can't try.
You can go for great. Oh,
Oh,
oh!
We did it. We got the bucket.
But there is
You
something we
achieved
can
the
do.
unachievable.
Something we can do together, you and
Not
I,
so unreachable,
that
I
will
guess.
right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another.
This is the
beautiful
exact
bucket.
opposite of what
we
you
can
want
save
last
the world's
time.
buckets from their treatment as tools and
Terrifying
only we
compared
let
to last
Stanley
time.
Die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Jesus.
Holy shit!
This bucket better have a little crown on it now.
You boot up the game and you're just playing as the bucket.
Oh shit!
All of his co-workers were
I
gone.
mean,
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
why are there so many bucket-based endings? Like, holy shit.
This is the new content, babe.
Yeah, alright,
Is
let's
it
go
everything
see,
you ever
like, the
wanted?
non-bucket versions of some of these endings
Oh,
real
I'm
quick,
so-
and then we'll bring the bucket for the finale.
Fair, fair.
But
When
first,
Stanley
let's go
came
check
to
the
a set of
doors.
2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
Right,
wanted to
okay,
stop
then.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
Eager to
It
get
was.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I
This
just had a
meeting room was
thought.
so
Stanley
cool
was
and
so bad at
average.
following directions,
If we
it's
do the
incredible he
adventure
wasn't
line,
fired years ago.
would that take us... The adventure line takes us
Stanley,
back
I
into the
think
Bane
perhaps
office
we've
at
got
some
off
point.
on
Could
the
we
wrong
grab the
foot.
bucket halfway through the
I'm not
adventure
your
line?
enemy, really, I'm not.
I'm
I
not
realize
sure.
that investing
I'd be
your trust
interested
in
to
someone
see.
else can be
We'll have to
difficult,
try,
but
obviously.
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something
You
beautiful.
just want to get stuck
Look,
in the
let
store
me
so
prove
bad.
it. Let me
Yeah.
prove that I'm on your side.
Aha!
Chance. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Don't call it
Seriously,
that.
Stanley, this is a real
Things got
accomplishment.
progressively worse.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own
They rushed it.
reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for
That's all,
figurines.
folks.
Yep. We're
Now
all
listen
figurines at
carefully, this
least.
is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Cannot believe you didn't let me
Oh,
through here with
thank
the
God
bucket.
you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that
You know
I
what that
really
means,
have
buddy.
wanted you to be
Oh,
happy all this
no.
time? The problem is all these choices.
No, not
the two of us
again.
always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running,
Hey,
and
we're here for
running and
psychic
running, just
damage
the way
now.
You're doing right now.
Ooh,
Don't you see that it's
narrator
killing us,
fun
Stanley?
time.
I
Narrator's
wanted to
bizarre
stop.
adventure.
we would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful.
Would have been
No,
0-12.
wait. Where are you going?
Honestly, narrator man, you're not
Oh,
gonna
no.
give me a reward.
Stay away from those
I'll
stairs.
give you
If you hurt
one.
yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose
We'll
all
show
of this.
him.
This is what you
Please,
get
no,
for not
Stanley, let
giving
me
me a
stay
reward.
Here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before.
God,
if
this
you die,
ending.
we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
This really is. I really wish there was a
Stanley,
bucket version of
let's
this.
go back to the other room. My God.
There's a bucket
this
version
really
where
how
you can
much
just
you
sit down
dislike
and
my
be
game?
happy,
That
and
you'll
the
throw
game just
yourself from this
ends.
platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
I'm entirely willing to bet this is why the
Get
video
it!
got age
Just get
restricted.
past.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Yeah. Here it is.
Cowabunga.
Yippee!
The game. The game is struggling to understand what I just did there.
I don't think the game liked that very much.
Uh,
You.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
the fig leaves.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip
Oh
back
my
to the
God.
memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Babe,
Just
this
one
is
more time.
this is going to end.
This is the way to go, I guess.
We don't. You know, he feels bad. It's time.
It's time once more. What?
One of these is gone.
They award missing. Eve Page.
There's literally so much going on here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6
We
right
found
there on the screen,
5.
but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Yes, babe?
And here was a second Stan Loreen. You found this one all on your own.
Let's not
just by
jump off.
poking around in the warehouse.
Mostly
No,
because
I
we
think
can't.
That,
he's-
Stanley.
Are
I'll
you
be honest.
good.
Back
No.
then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Didn't like that.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Well, we definitely found it down here.
Yeah, because we went down there
Hey,
first.
that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3
I
of
should
them.
just bought him, bro.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
This is a scientific fact.
Yeah, babe.
Everyone knows this.
Everyone.
Do not look further into this.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
We did
Well,
not.
I
No,
can't
we
actually
did
say I
not.
remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I think the narrator has dementia.
I mean, obviously.
So sad.
You know how many times his memory's been wiped?
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Please. Yes! Oh, I'm so happy.
No, it's not. Bro, you saved his life.
Re-downloaded Windows Movie Maker for this.
Graphic design is my passion.
Yeah! We need more videos like this. Yes.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
What is this game? I'm like actually dying.
I was like, I want this to be like a janky ass video, and then lo and behold.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
I wonder if all of
Who
these
can
have like
truly say
distinct
how the mind
variation
works?
based on the order
All I
you
know
found
is
them
that
in.
This is the moment where you
Yeah,
picked
I
up
assume
a
it's
Fiddly
just
and I
the
thought to
room's
myself,
different, but the
yes,
dialogue's the same.
That's all of them.
Probably,
They're
but
all
I can
collectible.
dream.
It was a
Send your
moment
chat.
unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Alright. 12.
Really?
The illusion of choice.
Yeah. You are in the present.
And then there was no
Oh, that's
because
fun.
we've
Ooh.
caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Well,
That was a beautiful, joyous walk down memory lane.
No, I'm
Oh.
not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
sure. Back to the past.
Okay, yes, the room with the red
Yes.
and blue doors.
Yes.
I remember this.
Funny number
Say,
go
of all
up.
the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
I'm so glad the writers. They could have made a sequel, but this is so much better.
This is like
And here's where I made
everything
that
I
video.
could have
Don't you
possibly
remember the
wanted
video
from a
we
follow-up.
watched? Yes, I love that video.
I'm so glad they did that again.
Perfect. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
It would have been funny if they actually just redid the video in regular speed.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Solid room. 10 out of 10 room.
Yeah, the pink room's definitely my favorite one.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
How long until this just gets... I hope this just goes back and forth forever, actually.
I hope so. I hope you get stuck in an infinite paradoxical loop
I
until the
guess-
heat death of the universe.
I guess if we gone this way, it just wouldn't have let us in.
Yeah, there might have been like a bit of dialogue for getting it wrong, but
This was our second
Yeah.
Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it?
The Great
Keep going.
Gatsby.
Oh my god. Why even read The Great Gatsby? You get the whole experience playing this
This
game.
is it. The very first one we found
Oh, so that's
in
not
the
that
exhibit where I
effective.
introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
I hope every time we loop this, these guys get a little bit closer to it.
I hope so.
I don't know why. I wonder whether there is going to comment on the fact that you play more than 6.
Even the way it shoots.
Oh,
The way it shoots.
go
Oh,
back
the
in the
jump
expo.
circle.
Yeah.
It's the terrible
Oh.
new content that we were originally sold on.
Babe, we're
I
out of
remember
jumps.
hating it back
We're
then.
out of jumps.
Time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Alright. Packing back we go.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's not how this
Jewel
works.
Doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Oh,
The illusion-free choice.
Choice.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
please take us
you
to
remember?
the beta version. Oh,
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Oh, I'm not
I
in control
remember
of this.
before this
Whoa.
whole story got started. Back then, I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me.
the
He
lore.
would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory?
The
Let's
skip
go
button.
back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This game is so good.
It,
How
It is.
wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got
Pictures up
what
here.
I wanted.
Nice.
Alright, let's... I don't know if it's going to carry through, but let's go see the true proper ending of this game.
let's go get the true
When Stanley
ending.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person
it's back
here
to normal.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Yeah, I
boss's
think it
office,
only gets
hoping
fucked
he
up
might find
with
an answer
Bucket,
there.
maybe?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Maybe.
office. Stepping into his...
Ha! We're not getting the real ending, we're getting the joke ending.
Great.
Meta. We're going with the metatextual nonsense here.
Going for the whoopsie doodles, the door's closed.
I hope we just get a roll credits because this is the final ending. But it's time to leave, babe. The accident was 13 years ago. We've got to
We
let
have
this
to
place
move
go.
on.
Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece. God, that fig landing was so good. Bucket,
It
you're
takes
coming
a lot
with
of
me.
humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley
I don't
checked
think the
his
game's
ego
expecting
and
you
then
to grab the
proceeded.
bucket for this.
I don't think so.
You are now leaving. Escape Pod Bay, floor 760. Definitely weren't supposed to grab the bucket there, because you definitely weren't supposed to have extra dialogue there. The idea, of course, is that we broke containments. We are now leaving.
We're going home.
Time to go, babe. So, how's everyone enjoying the Stanley Parable 2?
This game fucking rules.
Yeah.
Like, it ruled 9 years ago, and it continues to rule now.
Oh yeah, babe, you wanna know something funny about the go outside achievement?
What?
In this game, it's 10 years.
I guess we'll see it in the Stanley Parable 3.
There it is, the escape pod. Let's get out of here. There is a variant for the bucket.
Oh my god.
The bucket gets to leave.
God.
Quacked. Quacked. You're quacked.
Oh my god.
I'm like 80% sure that if you don't have the bucket, it just crashes back to the start.
Well, now the bucket gets to leave.
It does. That's what we get for sniping the bucket. Jesus Christ.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Alright, well,
Oh. Babe.
is it just gone forever?
I think so. The bucket escaped.
Oh my god, well I guess we
Dad,
just
I can't
don't
go anymore. I
get-
can't do it.
Babe, it escaped the video game.
I guess we just don't get to see two of the
When Stanley
bucket-based
came to a
endings.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We gave it the best ending of all. Freedom.
The bucket is now in the real
Yet there
world.
was not a single
Babe, I really
person
wasn't
here
expecting
either.
that to actually do something.
With disbelief, Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
Tell
So
him
he
he
turned
uses
and
his
coming
phone.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs.
Well, now
to
we
his
have to try and
boss's
see if we can
office.
find the bucket.
I think the bucket's gone, Rachel.
No, we can't be gone. We
The
didn't even
accident
get to
was
see
20 years
something.
ago.
We didn't get even see the end. We didn't get to see the endings. Hey, broom closet.
Good talk.
I still don't know why there's just a big hole in this desk. I guess the intention is that it's like made of glass, but can't believe I sniped the bucket on the way through and that destroyed everything. Alright, let's see if we can get Stanley out of here too.
Let's free them from the cycle.
Cannot believe there's a special Stanley lets the bucket go ending. I know let's be honest, no one was expecting that, huh?
No.
I was not. No.
Alright, just 3 more floors to go.
3 more floors till freedom.
Yeah. I think it genuinely would be funny if the bucket just is inaccessible forevermore. We will never get to see any more bucket-based endings.
It's in the real world. You need to go find it.
Yeah, that's what
fucking
we're
lost.
leaving.
I know. We could
I'm
have
like, what's having fun?
Yeah.
It's a video game.
She's having a gamer moment.
Certified gamer moment.
Alright, let's get out of here.
just bad. Just bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Only Stanley knew the truth. Only the bucket may leave.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of
Bucket's
something?
the only one allowed
He
a
hoped
chance
it
at freedom.
was. He hoped very much that it was.
Replacement bucket.
Yeah.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Oh, now I got to what happens if we lose this one, but later. Let's actually see some non-bucket endings. Can't believe they replaced the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone.
That's
Could it
like
be?
actually amazing.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
incredible.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Of course they wouldn't let you just not have the bucket anymore. Alright, but let's go see the intentional endings for this game and then see the bucketized versions of them.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
God. I wonder if there is actually a way to replay the
Yet
memory
there was
zone
not a
endings.
single person here either.
Oh, because
Feeling
it is
wave
such a
of
cool
disbelief,
area.
Stanley decided to go up to
It's
his
a
coming to a
fucking hilarious
staircase.
area.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, let's not break the game.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for
Is
any
the
man
code
to
random
take.
every
He
time?
fell
It
to
should be
his
the same
knees,
code as
bursting
last
into
time. I
half
just don't remember
moans,
what it is.
half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope
Yeah,
for Stanley's future?
I got a really bad memory for this
Alas,
code.
It was not. For although
I feel
this
like it's gotta
keypad
be a
lied the
different one.
terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845.
Did I not try
Statistically,
that?
I swear you
nearly
did that.
impossible to get incredibly by simply pushing random buttons on the
2845.
keypad. Stanley happened to input the correct code by
Unless
sheer
you were
luck.
consistently
Amazing.
missing like one
He stepped
number.
into the newly
I was
opened
consistently doing it in the
passageway.
wrong order, I think. Alright, babe. Time to go see the intentional ending of this game. The one the
Let's
narrator
go.
wants you to do.
Let's go see a funny, fun ending.
Yeah. Let's go see a funny, fun ending. It's called the elevator go up ending.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back
Stanley turned
into the
around and went
elevator
home.
went back up.
Yeah. Hey, we're good to
Silly.
run a little longer than
Why
normal,
did
right,
Stanley
babe? Because
do
it's
that
Friday.
when he knew that it
Yeah.
would just lead back to his boss's
Cool.
office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Good to know, because I don't think we'd have enough for another entire stream after this.
No, we're definitely in the tail end, I feel.
Yeah.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Mean narrator.
Mean
Rude and
narrator
mean.
makes me sneeze.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Well, babe, is it gonna be the boss's office?
Let's go. It's so exciting. It's so thrilling.
Yeah.
Yippee!
It's the boss's office.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
Smoke.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Nothing funnier than these little graphics.
They're perfect.
Remember the
I love
Figgly fan
Okay,
cam?
I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
I can't tell. Is the narrator being sarcastic about all this?
Narrator has never been sarcastic ever. What are you talking about?
The narrator
yes.
the narrator is just enamored with this little bird.
I am too. I hope this funny little bird gets his drink.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality.
You can
As
play with
before,
her.
I turn to your expert eye for
Have her
gripping
lead you.
narrative, Master Stanley.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If we ever played, you have Minecraft.
Glorious view of the ceiling.
Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure,
Yeah,
now
I
it's
know.
obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
This is definitely a good use of our time,
Yeah,
huh,
you
Abe?
wouldn't-
Of course, our time certainly isn't limited, but my god.
No.
Yes, baby, yes, Lou.
You know,
Should have gone to the Taco
I just
Bell.
thought of something.
Would have been
Hold on, let's
nothing.
stop for a moment. Don't you realize
God, I haven't had Taco Bell
it's
in
the
forever.
anticipation
Neither
stage.
have I. It's
You
on
and
campus. I
we
just
have
haven't
no
gone
way of
to it.
knowing what will be at the
How
top
about
of
this? When we
episode.
get back in town,
But
we
the
can go get Taco
suspense,
Bell together.
The agony of waiting and anticipating. and
Damn,
having to
sounds like
guess,
a plan.
That's the real thrill.
Taco Bell's
Oh, I
good.
simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so
It's
fleeting.
just us.
Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Jesus
go.
Christ.
Isn't this so much more
Yes, babe?
exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started.
I think a bucket would have made this infinitely more
Where's the
interesting.
trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that
Never
surprise
before
me,
seen
Stanley.
gaming.
I want to have to think.
Yeah.
I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley.
Lou's taking a
Because
nap.
you're not afraid to spit
She
in
is.
the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know. People look up to you.
Lou's in her sleepy
Which is
girl
why,
era.
Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Oh, hell
Good,
yeah.
we're here.
Ooh.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
So quick and on the road.
Why? Babe, it's a press conference.
I'm gonna be down.
It sure is.
An evening with world peace, baby.
Peace, baby.
Yes, here it is, just through this door.
The storyteller. This table has no collision.
It sure doesn't. It doesn't need it.
World's first sentient machine. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great.
Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you.
Stanley
Go get 'em.
Ryder, apparently. Also, babe, you realize that since this is its own ending, we have to bring the bucket here too.
No!
Oh.
I don't wanna.
I love all this stupid nonsense. What, you don't want to do all the steps we have? You don't want to go through all the time it takes to get to the press conference with the bucket?
No.
What do you mean? Just like this fucking brave.
Love it.
All 3 frames of animation.
Wait, go get the UV light. Quick, go get the UV light. We gotta check the fingerprints.
Good for Stanley. Had a heart attack on stage and died.
Good for him. He was so revolutionary.
Like, what a gentleman. He's like,
God, yeah. I guess I'll bring the bucket there on my own time because I did take like straight up like 5 minutes of just sitting in
It
the
sure
elevator.
did.
Alright, let's go see the actual endings real quick and then bring the bucket to them.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered
I
the
love
door
this
and
game, but also it's kind of a lot at times.
hey, yo, this is Nightmare.
It's
for
so
sure.
much to get some of these
there was
endings.
not a single person
It
here
requires so much of
Feeling a
you.
wave of
I still want to
disbelief,
get more
Stanley decided to
Gambarazzo.
go up to his boss's office.
Yeah, that sweet bucket lore is it's
Not again. I
fascinating.
won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is. Coming to a
Hey, yeah,
staircase,
hold your guys.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I still love how the bucket did manage to escape.
Stepping into his manager's office,
The bucket's in
Stanley
real
was
life.
once
You
again
need to go and
stunned
get
to
it.
discover not an indication of
It's
any.
lost and
Stanley was in
confused.
such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Fun fact,
So
you
he
gotta do this like
relaxed for a
10
few
times if
moments
you want to get the
with some
speedrun
calming new
achievement.
age music.
God.
Oh, hero card.
Because he will eventually just start dropping it for you. Not even bothering with the code.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly
dang
walked
it.
forward into the open.
I was hoping we'd get dragged down into the below if we just crouched in the fireplace.
Into the pit.
Alright, I will simply do the bucket interview on my own time.
Yes, you will.
Cannot believe you, babe. Alright, let's
Stanley
see.
walked
Welcome to the
straight
mind
ahead through
control
the large
facility.
door that read Mind Control
The
Facility.
funny, wacky story.
Button the first.
The lights rose on an
Look,
enormous
you can even
room
see
packed
the
with
Adventure
television
Line
screens.
walkway.
What
Oh,
horrible
yeah.
secret did this place hold?
Neat.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So, what you got on you?
Now the monitors
Shout out to
were
employee fired,
their
by the
true
way.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this
How does
place
that?
where freedom meant nothing.
Alright, let's see. We're employee 247, so we would be right there at the bottom. Oh, perfect. It's files.
Yeah, well, that's his life.
Alright.
This
Proper
mind
shit again.
control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah. Is it really that bad? Or like,
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
Can you hear me
in
okay?
someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Well, that might be
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof.
Yeah,
Heart
apparently so.
liberation.
Mind control
Controls
status
labeled with
offline.
emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
Wait, we
Walking,
don't have spirit box
eating,
for
working,
fingerprints.
all of
Should I
it
put the
monitored
ghostwriting
and
in there, see what
commanded from
happens?
this very place.
Wait, where's the
And
ghostwriting
as the
book?
cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alright, babe. Mind control on or mind control off?
On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Nah, control's
Stanley,
really not a good game
your
in
effort,
my
I really
eyes.
do. But you need to understand, there's only
Unpopular
so much
opinion
that
there.
machine can do.
Look,
You
I
were
get it.
supposed
It's got
to
some
let it
neat
go.
stuff. It is basically
Turn the
it is
controls
basically
off
just in the SP
and leave.
facility.
If you want
It's
to throw
just-
my story off
It
track,
wants you to go
you're gonna
between
have to
floors
do
so much,
better
and the
than
load
that.
times are
I'm
so
afraid you don't
bad.
have nearly
It's
Oh,
not
that's
even-
a valid
For example,
complaint.
And I believe
Yeah,
you'll
like it's
find
not
this
even the dig
pertinent.
at the story.
Stanley suddenly realized
Or-
he had just
it's not a dig at the
initiated
story,
the
although I do
network's
think the game plays a
emergency
little-
detonation system. In the event
Nah.
that this machine is activated without
It's
proper
decent,
DNA
don't get me wrong,
identification,
but like,
nuclear
is it good enough to
detonators
outweigh
will
the like
explode,
5-minute load
eliminating the
times
entire
every time you
complex.
want to move
How
floors?
long until
No.
detonation then?
The prey problem I see.
Say,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Like,
Ah,
polish
this
is
making
a
things
thing you have
little
to
more
consider
fun,
with
isn't it, Stanley?
games.
It's your
There's only
time
so
to
much
shine.
time you're allowed to
You
waste
are the
before
star.
people give
It's
up.
your story now. Shape it
Fair,
to your
fair.
heart's desires.
He's over here.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious
That's that?
moments each one of them is.
He's
More
in the
time
room
to
you're in.
talk about you, about me, where we're going,
Never mind,
what
it's
all
gone.
this means. I barely know where to start. What's
I
that?
have the sound sensor.
You'd like to
right
know where
here
your
when you're reading.
co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened
Oh,
to
he's
them.
right here. He opened
I
this door.
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Memorizing that, right?
Oh dear me.
Kindly
what's the matter,
narrator.
Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Here.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it
Hello?
off? I mean, look at you. Running
Hello, is
from
anyone in
button
this
to
room?
button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored
Hello?
buttons, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be
Yeah, fun
beaten?
fact, there's no actual way to
One
stop
soul?
this.
Do you
Oh,
have
you
any
seemed like you had a
idea what
plan.
purpose in this
Oh no, I'm
person?
just pressing buttons.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving
Hello?
along.
Where are you?
It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Where are
You're
you?
only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you
Are
for
you
every
nearby?
moment that you're powerless. To see you
Hello?
made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. but I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling
I
desperately to
mean,
your
that's an
frail
ending in a
life, or will you let
sense.
it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh!
Yeah. But yeah. There's literally no way to actually stop the explosion. As far as I know.
Great.
It's in the bathroom.
It's just, they put all that stuff in there to make sure you're not bored while you're running around like a
All
headless
of it,
chicken.
Stanley
Now let's go do it
cradled
with the bucket.
In a gentle embrace. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
God.
and entered the door
We
on his
need...
left.
Maybe the bucket will fix us. Maybe Gambarata will be... Maybe Gambarata will break in to get his bucket back.
Stanley needed the
Wizard
bucket's
swoops
warmth
in and you have a
encountered
cool
now
boss
more than
battle.
ever. Stanley, we must move on from this
Oh, this
boom
is the same
closet,
dialogue.
simply because I have no ring stickers. If I did, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I still love how they put like a proper cutscene into this game.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I genuinely hope Gambarata's just there in the mind control facility.
I hope so. I hope there's a dumb evil wizard.
Like, I still cannot believe what the hell Gambarata's doing. We found so many weird
Stanley and
lore
the bucket walked straight
implications.
ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Like, why is there so much video James based around this bucket? It's great.
Like,
The lights
they
rose
did not
on an
need to do
enormous
so
room
much for
packed
this
with television
re-release, but they
screens.
did.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Alright. Please tell me all the cameras are just going to be staring at buckets now.
The monitor
Please,
jumped to life,
please.
and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was
No.
being videotaped and monitored like
Boo.
demons. The bucket had never seen anything like this.
I need to look
and
up
it
how to get
very
the
nearly
cheater
burst
ending.
into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
When's the area
Because
near
there's
the
like an ending where you crack open the Source Engine
Was the
console
bucket
and you
under
get
the
locked
mind
in
control
a
facility's
serious jail.
influence as well?
That's
Had the bucket
great.
been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
I wish I knew the
Things
Source
does a
Engine
bucket
cheat
want
code.
to do or not want to do in
Sense
the
on.
first place?
I
These
think there's
questions raised furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Well,
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never!
Yeah,
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
The bucket is all we have in this cruel, uncaring
Here was the
world.
proof.
yeah.
The heart of the operation. Controls
I thought we had-
labeled with
I thought we had
emotions.
proof.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working.
I will
all
look
of
it up after
monitored and
this, I think.
commanded from this very place. And
There.
as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
But it wasn't actually specific.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine
How
and
could
claim
the
the
bucket
power
do
for
this?
itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly.
They're working
Silly
for the
birds.
bourgeoisie.
The control
Oh my
button became
God.
active again.
Funny bird.
Silly birds.
Oh, babe, which bird?
Left bird.
Left bird. Left bird,
Yes.
right bird.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this
This is
one
the true
was surely the
ending.
best. And Stanley was happy.
Well. Okay, I'm looking at. I think I need to literally go into the game files to enable the console, so let's not do that.
Ooh, that seems like a lot.
Yeah, if y'all want to see the serious ending, y'all can do it on your own time.
Look, there's like 40 million endings. We've definitely missed some, so I would simply track them down yourself.
This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
God, I do love how that was just like the silly birds ending. No, let's not even see the regular intended ending. Let's just bucket that one.
Let's just end this with a bang.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
Yeah,
his
because the
chest.
original ending for this game is quite boring. You
I
just-
mean, that's kind of the point, isn't it? That if you do everything the narrative says, you get a very stock standard story.
Yeah, you turn off the mind control facility and you walk out into the grassy field.
Coming to a staircase,
So let's see what
Stanley
the
and
bucket
bucket
has to say
walked
about
upstairs
that.
to the boss's office.
Still cannot believe he managed to evict the bucket from reality.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
God. Yeah, like we've missed a couple of endings for the Stanley Parable, but like this game is so much.
It's so much, and trying to like 100% I think goes against the like vision of it.
Besides, it's not
Stanley
like
and
we
the
have a
bucket
convenient
walked straight
time
ahead
slot
through
to
the
gather
large
the rest
door
up
that read,
anyway. We don't even have
Mind
time to go
Control
use Time
Facility.
Vampire video. Mostly because I do not know how to use a QR code.
Depending on your
on an
phone, it might just
enormous
have
room
the
packed
scanner
with
embedded,
television
otherwise
screens.
you've got to get a
What
third-party
horrible
app
secret
for
did
it.
this place hold?
Ooh.
Stanley and the
Yeah.
bucket both wondered to
Hate
themselves.
QR codes.
Same.
God, I love how weirdly twisted all the endings
Monitors
become by the
jumped to
bucket.
life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket.
great.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled
Game,
it
you made the
gently,
bucket cry.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Wait, what?
What?
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below.
Tripped on a rock and
Thankfully, he fell
died.
directly onto the bucket, which safely
Wait, if we didn't have the
cushioned his
bucket, we would
fall.
just die, I guess.
Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley
didn't
and the
even know
bucket
this was an
could
ending
find
that
no
could
way out
happen.
of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed.
Oh, hell yeah.
It really wasn't
Nice.
so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed 4 shelves as well, and a sort of
Got a
kitchenette
house
that
together.
was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing
my
lamp
God.
that it really started to feel like a home.
In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake
Don't
to
talk
leave
to me
the
before I've
path.
had a
It was a
sequel.
mistake, it was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground.
You're just in a
Bucket
pit.
sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
I genuinely had no idea that
All of
was
his
a thing you
co-workers
could
were
do.
gone. What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, no, surely not.
Hey, were you expecting that to work? I wasn't.
No.
What? Of course they made a special ending
Stanley
for falling
clutched
off the
bucket tightly
railing.
to his chest and entered the door on his left.
God, y'all want to talk about
Stanley
writing.
was
There it
here.
is.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth
Perfect,
and
beautiful,
comfort now
stunning,
more than ever.
show
Perhaps his
stopping.
boss's office
God,
was
you see that
coming to
post floating
staircase.
around about
Stanley and the
how
bucket
indie
walked
devs
upstairs
just
to
put
the
like
boss's
every kind of
office.
flag in there possible?
Like,
Stepping into his manager's
How
office,
so?
Stanley was once again
You know,
stunned to
like
discover
in a
not an
AAA game, you
indication
can
of any
if you push weird
Crushed,
boundaries, the
Stanley
game
guessed
just
the correct code
you
by
push
sheer
them.
luck.
But in an
Was
indie
it
game,
the
that's like a
bucket
special
here all
flag.
along? Was the bucket
yeah,
the
yeah,
gun?
yeah. Because indie devs know what the
This
people
is
want,
certainly the most logical explanation.
and they want to trip on a rock and die and get a funny ending for it.
That's the Stanley Parable.
Beautiful.
Like, genuinely no clue how long the actual deluxe edition has been out, but it's been hilarious every time. Like, God, there are so many endings is the funniest part.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
Let's
secret did
not
this place
dive into
hold?
the void
Stanley
as
and the
quick as
bucket
that would
both
be.
wondered to themselves.
Yeah, no, maybe not.
Like, they really just let you do that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley
Alright,
nearly
is the
dropped
bucket
the
gonna
bucket in
cry
shock.
again?
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very
It is.
nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
God, this sure is the most
Was
game,
the
huh,
bucket
babe?
under the mind control facility's
This
influence
game-
as well? Had the bucket
Oh,
been told
it's
to do
still as
things
good as it
it
was
didn't wish
9
to
years
do?
ago.
What kinds of things does a
I
bucket
genuinely
want
had
to
no
do
idea there
or
was an
not want
ending
to
of
do in the
just
first
jumping
place?
off, and now I want to see that
These
without the
questions
bucket,
raised
but I'll save that for
furiously
off
in
stream
Stanley's
because,
mind.
Jesus Christ, we're almost at 3
No!
hours.
He screamed
Yeah, and
into
I'm
the
getting
bucket. He
sleepy
couldn't accept it.
tired.
His
Alright,
own
this
life
is the
in
last
someone
one, and
else's
then we'll
control.
call it for the
Never!
Stanley Parable.
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh my god, there's
But here
genuinely
was the
so
proof.
much ending per
The
ending,
heart
huh?
of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad
More endings
or
per ending than any
pretend.
other game ending.
Walking,
eating, working.
If you
all of
think
it
you found all
monitored
the
and commanded
endings,
from this
think
very
again,
place.
motherfucker.
And as the cold reality of his past began to
Tell me more where
sink
that came from.
Stanley decided that this machinery.
Aw. Alright, Bucket, what do you got for me?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived
Babe,
together,
you and me.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Well,
That certainly was.
The only way to free the bucket is to remove it from the video game.
yeah. Well, everyone, I hope you all had a lovely time here with the Stanley Parable, because I know we did. But we've been going for fucking almost 3 hours, and the last couple endings y'all can find for yourselves. Oh, this game's so much. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and goodbye.
Bye.